The Renovations and Alterations Ultra programme has many modules dedicated to the pricing of different wall types. In this movie, I will be showing you how easy it is to create accurate costs for your Flint wall jobs when using the Flint wall module. I'll click on the letter W at the top of the screen. Now I'll select Walls, and I'll click on the Flint wall picture. The Flint module's now been brought into my pricing sheet. To start my pricing, I need to enter the required measurements into the red cells. The length of my wall is 5 linear metres. The height is 2.4 linear metres. And I will have an opening that is 2.3 metres square, so I'll enter this number here. The calculations that are now in the pricing sheet are based on my wall area with the wall openings deducted, so 9.7 metres square. The 6% wastage allowance is also included. The job is priced, but let's look at the details. The blue text tells me the Flint dimensions, bed size and perp joint the calculations are based on. I can alter any of these by clicking on the red question mark on the Flint line. Obviously Flints are all irregular sizes, so this diagram is based on the average size Flint. This module is very versatile. This diagram in particular gives you lots of options. For example, if we look at the width, and you are doing a Flint veneer on a wall, you can alter the width to the width of your Flint veneers, and instantly the pricing sheet will provide accurate costs for this. Or, if you're doing a structural wall or a garden wall, you may want to increase the width. You can increase it up to 300mm wide if you wish. I will be entering 300mm as my width. Again, the joint will also be irregular, but the module tries to capture the average joint and the average size bed. These are set as 20mm, but you can adjust these to whatever average you work with. If I just move the picture to one side, you can see that the Flint is actually calculated on a per tonne basis. The programme looks at the volume of the wall to calculate this. However, putting the average sizes into this diagram is still useful, as it allows the programme to calculate how many joints there will be, which in turn will affect the quantities of sand, cement and plasticizer further down the pricing sheet. And if, like I will now demonstrate, you are using large pieces of Flint, this will affect the volume, and therefore the amount of tonnes required. So I will now enter these details. As you will recall, I increased the width of my Flint to 300mm. The quantity of Flint that I will require has increased to allow for this. The tonnes of Flint are highlighted yellow too. You may wish to alter it as we cannot know the exact wastage, if for example you're having to go through and pick out snap flints or you're making snap flints. Just to recap, the module has calculated the tonnes of Flint by working out the volume of wall, deducting the joints and then adding the 6% wastage. So this may be something that you will want to alter depending on the type of Flint work you are carrying out. I am going to be using one concrete lintel at 1200mm, so I will enter 1 here in the blue cell. If you're not using lintels, you would just leave this box empty. And if you wanted a different type of lintel, you can select it by using the drop-down menu here. My mixer, sand, cement and plasticizer are all worked out. I'm also going to be using white cement on this job, so I will select this option using the drop-down menu. The pricing sheet has automatically altered the costs to match my choice of white cement. I'm going to be using 10 bags of lime, so I enter this number here in the blue cell. By entering just 3 numbers and putting my lintel and lime requirements into the pricing sheet, I have now priced my Flint wall, and due to the flexibility and versatility of the module, I was able to get the pricing to meet with my exact requirements. The totals for the plant, materials, hours, labour and overall total are all shown here along the bottom.